You are a gorilla and this is your life. Level 1, born in the dark forest. You are born in the mountains of Central Africa. Not in a zoo, not in a lab, not in a storybook jungle, in a real forest. Cold mornings, wet leaves, mist hanging between giant trees. Mud, insects, silence broken by birds and distant calls. You are tiny, much smaller than people imagine. Your whole world is your mother's body. Her fur, her smell, her warmth, her arms. You cling to her chest while she moves through the forest. You do not know what danger is yet. You do not know what a leopard is, or a trap, or a gun. You only know one thing. If you stay close to her, you are safe. Around you is your family group, a few females, some young gorillas, and one huge silverback male. He is not just bigger than everyone else. He is the center of everything. When he moves, others follow. When he rests, others relax. When he gives an alarm, everyone listens. He is your shelter before you even understand the word. You are born into strength, but also into caution, because the forest is beautiful, and the forest is never soft. Level 2. Your mother is your whole world. For the first years of your life, you are never really alone. Your mother carries you, feeds you, protects you, teaches you without speaking. You learn by holding on. You learn by watching, how to move through branches, how to sit and feed, how to read the mood of the group, how to know when play is safe and when silence means something is wrong. You spend your days close to the ground and close to her, sometimes on her back, sometimes in her arms, sometimes tumbling awkwardly beside her. You are curious. You touch leaves, pull stems, chew things you probably should not, fall down, try again. Other young gorillas play with you, wrestling, chasing, rolling in the undergrowth. It looks funny, but this is training, balance, confidence, social rank, trust. Every little game is preparation for a harder life later. And above all of this stands the silverback, watching, resting, eating, sometimes breaking up conflict with one look, sometimes giving a chest beat that seems to shake the air itself. You begin to understand something simple. Your life is not about freedom. Not at first. It is about belonging. And belonging is what keeps you alive. Level 3. Learning the rules of the group. As you grow, the forest becomes larger, and the group becomes more complicated. Now you notice things. Who gets too close to food? Who annoys the older females? Who is brave? Who is nervous? Who can push you around? And who you can push back. Gorilla life is not constant violence. It is mostly routine. Eating, moving, resting, grooming, watching. But inside that routine is a social world with rules. Respect the silverback. Stay near the group. Do not create the wrong kind of trouble. Watch body language. Watch eyes. Watch movement. A gorilla does not need endless words. A glance matters. A posture matters. A charge matters. A chest beat matters. You begin to copy what you see. You sit more confidently. You test your strength. You wrestle harder. You climb farther. You eat more. A lot more. Leaves, shoots, stems, fruit when the forest gives it to you. Your body grows on plants. Your power grows quietly. You're not trying to become dangerous. You are just becoming what a gorilla is. Heavy, calm, strong, and always part of something bigger than yourself. Level 4. The forest has enemies for a while. Life feels stable. The group moves, feeds, sleeps, builds nests, wakes again, rain falls, mist rises, seasons shift, and the forest keeps going. But the forest has enemies now. Not just leopards, not just sickness. Humans. Sometimes you smell them before you see them. Smoke. Metal. Something wrong in the air. Sometimes the group becomes tense for no reason you understand. The silverback lifts his head, listens, stares. Everything changes instantly. Because when humans enter the forest, they do not enter like other animals. They bring noise, traps, dogs, axes, roads, guns. Even when they are not hunting you directly, they change the world around you. Trees disappear, paths change, food becomes harder to find. The forest gets cut into smaller pieces. What used to be deep wilderness becomes an edge, and edges are dangerous. You do not understand politics. You do not understand conservation. You do not know words like poaching or habitat loss. You only know that the world that made you is not as safe as it used to be, and some dangers do not roar before they strike. Level 5. strength. Now you are older, bigger, heavier, harder to push around. The play becomes rougher, the tests become more serious. If you are male, your future begins pressing toward you. You will not stay a small, playful youngster forever. One day, if you survive long enough, you may leave. One day, you may challenge. One day, you may lead. And for that, you need strength, real strength. Not movie monster strength, not fantasy. Gorilla strength is quieter than that. It is the power to rip through thick plants, to hold your ground, to charge when something threatens your family, to carry your own weight through steep forest, to survive with patience, not chaos. You begin chest beating more, not as a cartoon performance, as a signal, sound, confidence, a warning, a declaration. The forest hears it, and so does the group. If you are female, your path is different, but no less important. You become part of the core of the group, the stable center, the continuity of life itself. Either way, childhood is leaving you. The forest is no longer a playground. It is becoming a place where your choices matter and where your body begins deciding your future. Level 6, leaving or leading. There comes a time when life stops being simple. If you are a male, staying forever is not really an option. Not if the silverback is strong. Not if the group already has its center. Eventually, you may drift away. Sometimes slowly, sometimes suddenly. You become more solitary, more watchful, more uncertain. That may sound like freedom. It is not. It is lonely. The forest is bigger when you walk through it alone. The nights feel longer. The danger feels closer. No mother, no playful young group, no guaranteed protection. Only you, your size, your instincts, your patience, and your future. This is the hardest part for many young males, because now you are strong, but not yet established. Power without position is a dangerous stage of life. If you survive, you may gather females. You may form your own group. You may become what the silverback once was for you. The wall, the protector, the center. And if you do, everything changes. You are no longer living only for yourself. Now every sound in the forest matters. Every strange smell. Every possible threat. Because leadership in guerrilla life is not glory. It is responsibility carried in muscle. Level 7, family. If life goes well, this becomes your purpose, not domination, protection. Your group eats because it can move safely. It rests because you make calm possible. It survives because when danger comes, you go forward first. Young gorillas climb over you. Females watch you. The group reads your mood constantly. If you are calm, life is calm. If you are tense, everyone feels it. The silverback is not just the strongest gorilla. He is the emotional weather of the group. That is power in its oldest form. Not power over strangers, power as safety, power as order, power as shelter. You build nests, travel, feed, rest in patches of sunlight, break apart arguments, warn intruders, display when necessary, charge if you must. And in quieter moments, life becomes almost peaceful. A baby clings to its mother. Youngsters wrestle in the leaves. The forest hums around you. You sit there, huge and still, in filtered light, looking less like a beast and more like a king who never needed a crown. This is the best version of your life. Not battle, not noise, balance. Level 8, danger returns. But no life in the wild stays balanced forever. A rival male may appear. A leopard may come too close. Disease may move silently through the forest. Humans may return. And humans are still the strangest danger of all. Some come to protect. Researchers, rangers, people trying to keep the forest alive. Some come to destroy. Poachers, hunters, men who see the forest only as meat, money, or land. You cannot tell which kind they are from a distance. That is the problem. And sometimes the worst threat is not a bullet. It is a cough, a virus, a sickness carried from humans into your world. You do not have to understand biology to suffer from it. You only have to breathe. A wild animal's life is not only about claws and teeth. It is about fragility hidden inside strength. A body built like a fortress can still be broken by infection. A family group can still be broken by one bad encounter. A forest can still be broken one road at a time. You are powerful, but you are not invincible. That is the truth of the wild. Everything is alive, and everything can be lost. Level 9, age. If you live long enough, age arrives quietly, not all at once. Your body is still enormous, still respected, still impressive, but it costs more to move, more to fight, more to defend everything personally. The younger males are watching now, the way you once watched, testing, waiting, measuring. Maybe your group stays with you. Maybe one day it shifts away. Maybe you lose power slowly, maybe suddenly. Nature does not hand out permanent thrones. That is true for gorillas too. The forest you knew has changed. Some trees are gone, some paths are gone, some companions are gone, babies were born, youngsters became adults, and you, once carried in your mother's arms, are now the old shape resting under the trees. There is dignity in that, even if there is also loss. You have lived the full arc of gorilla life, from helpless infant to reckless youth, to strength, to family, to memory. And somewhere deep in the forest, life continues around you. It always does. That is one of the forest's harshest lessons, and one of its most beautiful. Level 10, what your life really was. If humans see you from far away, they may think they understand you. A giant ape, a powerful animal, a symbol of the wild. But your life was more than that. You were never a monster, never a cartoon, never just a chess beat in the mist. You were a child, a son, maybe a mother, maybe a leader, maybe a wandering young male trying to survive long enough to matter. Your life was built from leaves, rain, mud, routine, touch, silence, and responsibility. You were part of a family before you were part of an ecosystem. You were vulnerable before you were powerful. And even at your strongest, your life still depended on things beyond your control. The health of the forest, the behavior of other gorillas, the choices of humans you would never meet. That is what makes your life tragic, and what makes it important. Because to understand a gorilla is to understand that the wild is not just scenery. It is a home, a system, a balance so old and so fragile that once it is broken, strength alone cannot rebuild it. You were not king of the whole forest, just one life inside it. But that was enough. You were a gorilla, and this was your life.